Join us live on the Sherry Lord Talk Show podcast. Start your day off with a higher vibrational podcast with weekly guests covering spirituality, healthy foods, and so much more. Go to SherryLord.com for more info. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Sherry Lord Show podcast. We're so happy to have you. If you get a chance, go to our website for www.SherryLord.com. We also love to sponsor you. We're doing ads, and our ads are so reasonable. We love to get you out there. So make sure you go to our podcast page and sign up, and you can also be on our show as well. And those who want to be on my show, contact me at SherryLordPodcast@gmail.com and tell me why you want to be on our show. And we are so excited. We have Dr. Joy Pedersen. She has been on our show multiple times. We love having her. She is amazing. Welcome, Joy.
Thank you. It's nice to
And
see you.
we would love to have you tell our audience about what you do, and then we're going to talk about her topic, which I think is a really good one, is unlocking divine wisdom, how to connect with your higher self. And that's always an awesome topic.
Well, thank you. So I really got into the work I do as a spiritual healer because I saw people struggling, and I wanted to help them not struggle.
Yeah.
I wanted to figure out how to do that. So I learned about law of attraction and started teaching that. And then I realized that many people were still stuck. They could manifest certain things with ease and other things not so easily. So I looked for another solution and was introduced to spiritual healing. So as an intuitive, I have the ability now to tune in to see what the hidden causes of people's struggles and then release the cause with spiritual healing. And it's I wish I could say it's actually kind of miraculous, but nothing always happens overnight. A lot of people come, they want that miracle, and we end up releasing a lot of data from this lifetime and others that may be contributing to someone's karma and their struggles. So I spend hours on the phone each day with clients from around the world, helping them identify their personal and business challenges so they can release them with more ease and then step into the life that we're meant to have. So many people come to me with the idea that I'm doing everything right, but it's not turning out the way I anticipated. So I help them fill that gap.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. I mean, it's great. And you also are an author too. And we're going to bring your books up a little bit later down as we're speaking on the show. But she is amazing author, and I can't wait to bring her books up. And you are working on another book, did you say, when we were talking? Oh, that's exciting. Oh, my gosh. That is awesome. So we're going to talk about the topic of unlocking divine wisdom and how to connect with your higher self. And what do you want our audience to know? And people love the stories and examples of that too, or how to.
Well, the how-to is really, I think meditating is the best way to be able to go within and connect with anyone on the other side, including your inner family, your higher self, your inner child, source, your guides. All of that is accessible through your heart, which is a gateway.
Yeah.
And the challenge, unfortunately, I have found many clients struggle with the concept of meditating. They want to sit and meditate, but they wiggle. they wiggle, they think they can't relax enough. And I have found that when I inquired with Source and my guides, it's really because their inner child, they're just connected to their subconscious, knows that if they go within, they're going to connect with parts of themselves that are not pleasant.
Okay.
We hold all data in our subconscious, and our inner child is connected with our emotional and physical bodies and that subconscious. So to protect us from knowing the dark, dirty secrets of the things that have happened in past lives, they'll protect us and we can block that information. So unfortunately, meditation is such a key component and tool
Hmm.
to learning more about ourselves, about life. And if we can get over the hurdle
Yeah,
of that fear of knowing the truth, of
yeah,
knowing what really happened to us, then we can recognize it for what it is and move through it. Because unless we can move through things, we get stuck. And in that stuck state, the world is actually reflecting a lot of stuck energy
mhm,
right now. So when we're brave and we can go in and excavate what's within and set ourselves free from that by
yeah.
facing, life can change dramatically.
Exactly. And you just really hit it on the nail with that. I mean, I enjoy meditation, but I also know things came up that I needed to clear. It made my life easier. And you have
Mhm.
to be willing to look at it without judging it,
Exactly.
and I think that's very, very important. Wow. And do you have any examples for yourself or people that you have helped of how they struggled with some things and you helped them heal that or move forward in their meditations?
Well, so, sometimes it's really about releasing some of the darkness that's
Right.
within, some of the sabotage.
Yeah.
Uh, that's one layer of helping because sometimes people are awakening these days to seeing darkness and
Yeah.
demons, and that freaks them out.
Yeah.
And I can understand why, but when you learn your light and the sources within is more powerful than anything like that,
Right.
you can move beyond it
Right.
uh, with more ease. But closing yourself off to it actually keeps you stuck with that energy,
Right.
which is very diminishing. But we have the power to engage the other side by being able to go within. If you're like if you align with Jesus, for example, if you go into your heart, you can connect with Jesus or Archangel Michael or the ascended masters
Right.
or source. So if you go in, then you're able to connect and get that wisdom. I have clients that have initially struggled, they can't sit still long and whatnot, and now they can talk to source directly.
That's empowering.
Yes, because you
Yeah.
get those answers that you want directly. I remember in my 20s, I said, I want to be able to talk to God directly. I don't want to rely on a book that was written thousands of years
Mhm.
ago by and interpreted by people that were in that time frame.
Right.
You know, we live in a different time frame. I want to know what's true for me now. And I wanted the direct advice. I didn't want to just read it from a third party. So I really wanted to talk to God directly. And I had to do a lot of clearing myself to get out of my own way. And once I was able to do that, now God can speak through me. I can channel pages of information from source and he can give me advice that is incredible.
Yeah.
Last night, so here's an example. Last night I was filling out a form because somebody else had invited me onto their podcast and she asked a question I didn't know how to answer. So I said I asked Source, I said, what should I tell her? And he told me exactly what to give her. I'm like, oh great. That made it easy.
Oh, it's so wonderful.
Yeah. And I mean, like, for example, the angels are right there to support us. And I
Yeah.
remember years ago, I was on the computer for 3 hours struggling to get a project done. And then finally remembering, hello, talk to Michael. And within 15 minutes, I was able to complete the project by tuning in and connecting with him and allowing him to work through whatever his magic is. I don't care. It was benefiting me. I was grateful for the help. But I think we are often thinking we have to do things ourselves,
Right.
and our
Exactly.
higher our higher selves are available to work through us and support us and guide us because they have a bigger picture. They know where they need you to go. And if we let go and allow them to support us and guide us and inspire us, doors open and it can be totally miraculous and much easier than we could ever imagine.
Absolutely. Absolutely it is. And, meditation, it's one thing I love. I do daily. And I mean, yes, you could live in meditation too, but I love just that connection to get my own answers. And it is so empowering, like you had said, it really is. I mean, we're so happy to have you on our show. You're a leader and you have a wealth of information to help others. And I think that is great.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And is there anything else you'd like to share about connecting with your higher self, or anything else you'd like to share with our audience?
Well, I think the whole thing is going within often.
Yeah.
We've given the power to the external for so long,
Yeah.
and we think it's the physical, where it's really an illusion. And the real power is really within. And
Exactly.
if we own that power, we also trust that source is within us and is the highest part of us, that when we align with that highest power within us, life is just much easier. Like if you surrender your business, your life, your projects, your next email, your phone calls to source, the brilliance of that light can come through with ease and make a difference to everyone involved.
Wow. Yes, absolutely. It does make life easier. And it's amazing. It took me beyond what I already knew or what I've even taught from a book. So I love how it can expand and give you more clarity, and guide you. They can help you with anything in your life. Absolutely. You just have to ask and you have to go inward and trust.
Well, you just said something that reminded me of something that God says: forget about what you think you know,
Yeah.
so he can give you new
Yep.
information. And
Yeah.
we've been taught out of the past and what others know or think.
Yeah.
And now if we can have a clean slate, we're now opening up and building the new golden age with a lot more
Exactly.
opportunity. And we don't know what is true, real, or possible in this environment. We only have the past to rely on. If we let go of that past and we're open to new ideas, we can open ourselves up to possibilities that we didn't think existed. And that's the trick for many people, is letting
Hmm.
go of the past. It's easy to take
Yeah.
everything you know forward because it's habit. I'm guilty of it as well.
Yeah.
But we can let it go and go, okay, God, what do you want for us now? Or ask your high self, what do you want for me now? And see where you're taken, see what inspires you. You have no idea what that may open up for you.
Exactly. It's taken me beyond what I already know when I said that. It helped me create modalities, and things that I didn't even know. We all go through, like, we awaken to different levels. I say awaken, it's not like you just get there and you're there. You're always awakening new
Exactly.
levels of awareness of that you didn't even touch into. It's beyond, it's evolution.
Yeah.
We're in that golden age of evolution, of going beyond what was taught. Yeah, there's
Mhm.
a white theme line there. That's a truth of love and all that, but we're going beyond what we know. And when you can let go, we teach, for me, it went in phases. Like, this is what I read books when I first started, took classes, did all that, and took all these modalities. I did all that when I first started. It was over 25 years ago. And then I came to the point where they said, let go of what you were taught. And I go, what?
Yes,
And that's like,
exactly.
what? It is like, oh, let go of it. And then it took me into a whole new modality I didn't even know existed, an energy I could tap into.
Yeah.
And, that's been like a phase. You're there, and then all of a sudden you're being
Mhm.
asked to let go of it so you can keep evolving. It's a great thing.
No, it's
Totally can
wonderful.
relate to that.
I remember God said to me one day, he said, I want to teach you a new technique.
Right.
And when I open up a session with people, I would be clearing their energy and their
Yep.
auras and their
Yep.
chakras and all of that. And then he downloaded a process that takes me minutes, and it's like, boom, it's done. And I'm like, wow, that was like magic. It was so easy.
Yeah.
And I could stay struggling with what I was taught before, or I
Yeah.
could learn that new operation, which cut my time in half or more.
Exactly. 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 And it's so wonderful for each of us to grow in that way and to allow that. And it's
Mhm.
okay. It's okay. It's wonderful. And is there anything else you'd like to share before I bring your books up? Because I really want you to cover a little bit more about your books too.
Oh, sure. Well, like you said before, it's all a process. So Michael came to me in 2004 and asked me to write his book, Wisdom of the Guardian.
I'm going to bring
And
that
then,
up because let me bring that book up, and it's
sure,
going to go between us, but we'll be able to see. But she's got you really want to get a book. You want to read her book, you know?
thank you. So Michael asked me to write his book, and all I thought to ask him was how many page or chapters. He said 22, and I had it done in 23 days because he
Wow.
also included an introduction. So he made it really easy on me, and of course I already knew how to do automatic writing, so that was part of the um, benefit. But I had to overcome years of persecution in other lives in
Oh,
order to
yeah.
get it published, which was
Mhm.
my challenge. But what was nice about it, between this book and then the next book, Clear Your Past and Change Your Future, was really about the work that Michael and I did because he asked me to join him in a healing practice. That was a whole body of work. And then I evolved from that and I started working for Source directly on world issues besides, dealing with my private practice. So things can always be in a process. I could have been stuck just working with Michael if I wasn't open to new possibilities, and now I can work with
Right.
Source directly. And a lot of times working for Source is funny. I'd ask Source a question, he goes, "Do you really want to know?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I'd be down for 3 days after he told me information that just blew my mind. I'm used to it now. I don't think there's anything that can surprise me any longer. But there are times when just being
Yeah.
open and wanting truth, you have to be
Yeah.
willing to hear truth.
Yeah.
I find a lot of people they say they want truth, but they're not willing to really hear
To
it.
hear it. Yeah. Exactly. Oh my God. And you also have another book too. Let me bring that one up. This is
Mhm.
your latest book. It's called Clear Your
Well,
Past and
it's not
Change
that new.
Your Future.
It's really about the body of work. Michael engaged me in clearing history, really. I
Oh
cleared
wow.
the who's who of the Bible, stories from the Bible, stories throughout history, different wars, different challenges that we'd experienced. And the week before, one week in particular was rather dynamic because I had to start clearing martyrdom on Monday, and the story of Abraham and Isaac. It wasn't really God that asked Abraham to sacrifice his son. It was really Satan. So people can be tricked with darkness manipulating through channels, but not anymore because we've cleared so much of the darkness, which is good
Yeah.
news. But we cleared oppression, we cleared the martyrdom, we
Yep.
cleared the crucifixion, we
Yep.
cleared the serpent energy, we cleared a whole. I mean, it was amazing what we cleared that week. The story of Adam and Eve, and then March 30th, 2013, we opened the first day of Heaven on Earth, which was remarkable. And so this book kind of takes you through that, all that occurred, and then setting the stage for now everyone needs to clear their own issues. So they're setting themselves free. I mean, somebody like me can help and other healers can help, but it's really about the work on the self now to release what's within, because we've moved Lucifer to the light, we've moved Satan to the light, but some of those energies are in that past connection to those characters and what they've done to the world remains within. We need to let that go. We set everybody free from that, and then everyone can ascend with ease.
Mhm. That's amazing. That is really, really amazing. What do you want people to understand about their higher self? They hear the word or the term higher self. Not everybody understands higher self.
Sure, it's your super conscious. It's the part of you that remains in heaven, and so your higher self is connected to source. That higher self can end up incarnating and play characters on the field. And how it really works is that you end up having a team when you come in here, they decide on what you're going to accomplish, who your parents are going to be, what you're going to contribute, the karma you're going to have to play out, the lessons you need to learn. They package you up, they send you on this trip to Earth, you forget who you are, and then it's about relearning and remembering and then
Yeah.
fulfilling what you had created before you came here in your agenda. So
Um,
if you tune into the super conscious part of you, the part of you that's still in heaven, they can guide you. But some of the people that play through you and are driving your vehicle here on earth are your past life selves.
mhm.
So it's the part of you that's been on the field, made some mistakes, needs to rectify some things, and they'll work through you and connect with your higher self, be guided as to how do we unfold this path with the greatest ease and accomplish what we need to set out for on earth. So you go back to heaven and you get your report card and you go, okay, you accomplished this, this, and this. We can review everything just like you went through school. And then you get to move on. You get to heal from life on earth and then
Mhm.
learn what's next. Some people are returning after this lifetime. Many of us,
Mhm.
this is our last lifetime because we've cleared enough karma to move on. But the higher self, the superconscious that will work through you, is supporting that entire path and those goals. So you can leave your experience on earth having felt a level of accomplishment, and it's not always about the worldly accomplishments about
Yeah.
making a lot of money and this, that, and the
Yeah.
other. That might be part of the path.
Yeah.
Your path is really, what am I here to accomplish?
Right.
How am I here to serve? What am I here to clean up?
Exactly. I think you explained it very, very, very well. You really did.
Well, thank you.
And now people talk about, you know, ascending. Can you explain a little bit about that? Because some people fear it because of past life stuff. Some people died from it. The old way,
Well,
and so people they get a little confused. They can you explain ascending a little bit? What does that mean?
well, I want to address something else you just said. There's fear. A lot of
Yeah,
people have fear of this whole new golden age because of
yeah,
living at the time of Atlantis, and that didn't end
right,
well. I know. And if we let go of that fear, it's easier to embrace the possibilities of what's new. But ascending is really, if you look at a hot air balloon, and if you're letting go of the sandbags
okay,
and allowing the balloon to buoy up, that's what ascension is. You can't ascend carrying a boatload of baggage.
yeah,
So all your guilt, shame, regret, judgments, blame are the baggage, the hurt, the mistakes. That's your baggage. Let it all go. Forgive it all. Start every day new. And the more you're able to do that, the easier it is to ascend because you're not carrying all that baggage. I remember being, oh, I forget why I was at the Grand Canyon, and Jesus was saying that sometimes it's easier for somebody to walk across the Grand Canyon than it is to ascend because of the baggage that they're carrying.
okay,
So if
yeah,
you picture like all that baggage is weighing you down, when you let it go, you can ascend. So it's just about letting go of the past, allowing that light to buoy you up. And the more you ascend, the more others can ascend along
right,
with you because your light is increased and that
yeah.
helps the others as well.
That's a really good explanation of that because a lot of people don't understand it. You know. And the other one, I think people, how we have the higher self, then you have the divine self. You got
Mm.
those layers. Can you explain how that works from the higher to divine?
Well, everyone really is divine.
Right. Yep.
And if they let go of the crud, it's just right there. But
Right.
there is a hierarchy, and but I think the most important thing to know is sources within, and that's the highest light within.
Right. Exactly.
So you can bypass even your higher selves and go right to source.
Yeah.
Some people only because of where they're at can only get to
Right.
their higher self,
Right.
or the past life person running their car, their personal vehicle. But the more you go in and you intend to go up and you're connecting with the highest part of yourself,
Yeah.
then you you access the best part of yourself, the best, highest, and best
Right.
information. And it doesn't matter so much of who all the individuals are in between, because source is really where you want to end up, is that
Exactly.
you're
Exactly.
connected with source.
People get confused with that a little bit. That's why I wanted to bring it up for a little bit more clarity, because immediately people have a lot of books. They all have different things about that, but it's going straight to light source, and love. Yeah,
Exactly. I would trust wherever you can go, it's a stepping stone.
exactly.
So we a lot of times we confirm information that some of my colleagues and I get, because it's easy to get manipulated and people get information all the time. And
Yeah.
what's best is, and there's so much out on the internet, for example,
Right.
the best thing to do is, okay, here's information that somebody channeled, for example, or they heard on the news and whatever, it's 3D news. Ask, go within and say, is this true? Is this true
Exactly.
for me? Is it something I need to concern myself about? Something God taught me to ask him is, what do I need to know, do, or clear? So before I act upon something, I'm inquiring, what do I need to know, do, or clear about that? Sometimes it's just ignore it. It's just their storyline. It's their
Yeah.
reality.
Not yours. Yeah.
Right. It doesn't have to affect me. Just like the world seems like it's blowing up outside out, that's their karma playing out. That doesn't necessarily have to impact me. When you move into new earth, you can have a whole different experience than what others
Yeah.
are playing out, because that's what their karma needs to play out. You can have compassion for them, you can pray for them, you can send them your light to hope
Yeah.
they see the truth and move beyond, and they can forgive and let go of their old storyline. But you don't have to engage with it, you don't have to succumb to it, you don't have to participate in it. It doesn't have to impact your life.
It's very empowering. You explained it very well because I've seen that, and it's just nice for you to let our audience know and give them clarity of truth. I think it's really good. And again, how can people get your book? How can they buy it? Are you on Amazon? How can people get your book? She's amazing. You got to read her books, you guys. Books are great.
They're both on Amazon. And
Okay.
um my yeah, and like I said, I'm working on a third, which is more about spiritual education versus these book. Michael's book is really about his perspective on how to change your life, so he'll
Right.
address a variety of subjects. The other is more about an historical dialogue and a lot of wisdom from above, and changing history. And going forward, it's really about the work on yourself, and how to have a easier life using spirituality as a tool.
And how can people get a hold of you? Because what do you offer? And how can people get a hold of you?
They can go to, I have free gifts at giftsfromjoy.com, and all my contact information is, you can find me through all that. But giftsfromjoy.com has a variety of information. I have a free group on Facebook, and I also offer a free get acquainted call if somebody goes to talkwithjoy.com. So I'm very accessible. I'm on social media all over the place, so anybody can reach out, and I'm here to serve.
Oh, that's wonderful, Joy. Thank you for being on our show. We love having you. She's been a regular, and I tell you what, she's awesome. Make sure you go to her website. Make sure you connect with her. She's really a leader, and she knows her stuff. And she can help you really get unstuck, and she's amazing. And thank you, Joy. We're looking forward when you have your next book out. We definitely will have you on before then, but we'd love to have you with your new book. I
Thank you,
want to
Sharon.
say thanking our audience who are watching. And we just want to say, go to www.sherrylord.com. You get information on Joy and our upcoming guest. Blessing you all with love, light, and prosperity. Thank you.